Okay everyone, in this tutorial we're going to be making a workable light that turns on with a switch. So you can download this model off of my profile. I'll put a link in the description. So right now we're just gonna set up some basic code. So let's get a script in server script service, and we're gonna want to make a variable for our lamp, specifically the light bulb. So what we got to do is say local and then write a name. I'm just going to say light bulb, and we index a workspace, and let's name this lamp. So we can say dot lamp dot light bulb. Alright, so now we have our light bulb, and we also want a variable for our switch, which is here. So the model is going to be switch model, and the part we're going to be clicking to turn on the light is switch. So local light or switch equals workspace dot switch model dot switch. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to want to think about this. So to turn on a light, we're probably going to want a point light in the light bulb that we can enable once they click this. Let's go ahead and make a point light and create a value for it. That looks good. Looks like it's going to be a little brighter. Maybe so turning it on and off would look like that. So that looks good for now. And we're also going to want to change the light bulb to a certain color when we turn it on and off. And it's a mesh, so we need to go into the vertex color and also find a value that we want. But for now, so this is the off value, so we want to keep the value for the off value, which is 0.4, 0.4, 0.4. So let's make a value for that. And now we want for when it's on, which will probably be some sort of yellow. Just kind of play around with it until you find something you like. And that looks good. So we're going to make another variable. Just copy and paste this, rename it on color to here. Alright. So now we're going to want to set up a local script so that the client can communicate with the server. So by clicking the switch, it'll send a signal to the server to turn on the lamp. So let's make a local script, and we're going to want to create a variable for the mouse, which would be game.players.localPlayer get mouse. Now that we have that, we can set up an event. That would be button 1 down. That would be the left click going down. And connect that with a function that would send it to the server saying, oh, it's been clicked. Now to send it to the server, we need something called a remote event. And we'll name this switch event. So let's make a variable to access that. Access that like we've done before. Okay. Also, this would only trigger when the player clicks down, but we want it so when they click down and it's on the switch that it sends a signal. So we're going to want to say if the mouse.target, which is a property, equals, actually, let's put this here, equals the switch, then we would tell the switch to fire the the switch event to tell the server, which is fire server. Then we just do that. And so now when they click it, it'll send to the server, oh, they clicked it. So now let's set up a script in the server that can receive that. The event will be on server event. Actually, I think it'd be on client event. Actually, let's try that for now. Okay, so when they click it, we basically want the point light to go on and the switch to turn and the light bulb to change color. So this is a comment. It's just basically outlining what we want to do, and it doesn't contribute to the actual code. Alright, let's make a variable for our point light. Sorry, local light equals workspace dot lamp dot light bulb dot point light. Alright, so the property we want to change is enabled. So when this happens, we'll say the light dot enabled, and we basically want it to be the opposite of what it already is. And to do that, we do an exclamation point light dot enabled. So if it was true before, we say not. So if it's true before, then it'd be false, and if it's false before, then it'd be true. So turning it off and on. And then to switch the light bulb color, we'd say, well, we want to do the mesh color, so the variable would be vertex color, and we already set this up here. Actually, let's change light bulb variable to say mesh. So then we could just directly say, oh, light bulb dot vertex color, which is right here, equals one of these values. So we're actually going to need to set up an if statement, which is basically if something is true, then do this. And in this case, we're going to say if the light bulb color is light bulb off color, then make it light bulb on color. So and that would basically switch it back and forth. And same thing except invert it, or vice versa. Alright, now a big thing about coding is bug testing. So we're going to want to give it a run and see if it works. And if not, we'll fix it. Okay. So we can see that is working. What I notice is not working is the light bulb vertex is not changing colors. So we want to see what's wrong there. Maybe forgot to set it back to the off position. Uh, that's not right. Okay, so that's still not working. So I think what we need to do is just make a variable that will change, and then based on that we'll change the color of the light bulb. So local light bulb on. So we know it starts off to be off, and so off will be false and true will be on. So instead of saying this, we'll just say if light bulb on equals, well, first off, every time they click it, it would switch, just like the above statement, except with this variable. So if it's off, so yeah, if it's off, then we'll switch it to the off color. And if it's on, which is true, then we'll switch it to the on color. And hopefully that works. Alright, we have an error here. Vector3 expected got color 3. Oh, okay. So what it's saying is that these are actually vector3 values, not color3 values. Alright, so as you can see, it now changes color. And the last thing we need to do is change the position of the switch so that it looks like they clicked it. So let's go in here and see what rotation we want it to be. Okay, that's good. So we want to, just like the colors for the mesh, we'll want to save values for the on and off. So local switch on orientation equals, on new, it's a vector value, and then what we rotated it to. And for off, it'll look like that, which we can copy and paste here to another variable called switch off orientation. Okay. And then we can actually add this into the if statements. Like we'd be changing the switch's orientation. So switch.orientation equals, this is for if it's off, so switch off orientation. And same thing for this. Switch.orientation equals switch on orientation. And orientation means like rotation. Okay, so let's see if that works for us. And it does work. You can see it going back and forth. So let's actually see how well this lamp works in a closed room. Maybe set it to night. Okay. So the script is done. We're just seeing how well it works. And there you go. So that ends this tutorial today. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me how I can do better.